So every Islanders fan wants me to talk about the Islanders, and today the Islanders did something that made them worth, well, talking about. Josh HoSang got sent down, and Islanders fans everywhere want to know why. Now, this all goes back to my reservations about Josh HoSang before the season started. I know there's a lot of excitement, and I know he plays a style that people are really gung-ho to see him do well, and I'm fine with that. But from what I've read, Doug Weight didn't like his style, so to speak. Here's a quote from Doug Weight. "We talk about rolling lines over. The shifts were a little too long, and full disclosure, I didn't like that he came out to the point, did a couple circles, and it doesn't look like it's his guy getting a scoring chance, but it is. There's habits you've got to break. It's not about him not caring. He loves to play, and he gets carried away a bit." Meaning, he's got the guy in front of the net that he knows is his check, and he skates away from them chasing the puck. Puck chasing is not uncommon with young players, and especially like an offensive guy like HoSang, who's very much used to being the center of attention wherever he goes. The 4 assists in 6 games give you an impression that he's playing really well offensively, so give him a chance. Doug Weight was a very good two-way player when he played hockey. He scored a lot of points, but he was a very good player in his own zone and away from the puck. So he's going to demand that of his players. The Islanders are off to a good start. And so fans on the one hand are saying, well, the team's off to a good start and people should be talking about us more. Sure. But on the other hand, when HoSang's getting scratched and sent down, people are like, oh, this is so wrong. Not really. Because Weight wants to win now. Like for HoSang might thrive with another city and another team. I think of Edmonton as a team where his creativity and his thinking outside the box might work to his benefit on some level. But in general, HoSang is still too undisciplined. His defense is still not where it needs to be if he's going to be a National Hockey League player. Scoring points is important, and I always talk about how advanced stats are overblown, and your standard stats, your goals, assists, points, penalty minutes, and to some extent plus minus as it relates to the rest of your team, and do you play hard minutes, that kind of thing. In terms of HoSang, he's one of these guys who will always score a lot of points, but somehow still end up being a healthy scratch. Now, he's got to fix the defensive side of his game. So, for me, you know, and I'm a traditional stats guy, I can see it. People talk to me about 80s, and sometimes I talk about Kent Nilsson, and Kent Nilsson was known as a guy who scored a point a game and higher, but still somehow ended up being cut by teams, being traded by teams, and he was very frustrating to coaches and general managers, because yeah, he would score a ton of points, but he was always out of position. And his defensive side of the game was iffy. And then when he lost a step, it was atrocious. So for HoSang, he's got to learn that part of the game. He's got to play a lot of minutes. He's got to be schooled in the game. And yes, the best place to learn the game is in the NHL. But in the Islanders' case, they believe that they're contenders for a playoff spot right now. They don't want to have to drag him along. So he's going to go down to the American Hockey League for a while. It could be for a couple of weeks. It could be for a month. Canuck fans want me to talk about Jake Virtanen and how Virtanen's played better this year, and he hasn't been as visible as I'd like him to be, but yet he has been better, and it's because he went down to the American League. So going down to the American League, it is a bruise to HoSang's ego, and he does have one, and it's part of what makes a player great is that ego, but that ego gets in their way when it's, well, I'm really good at this, so why should I need to do that? The famous Allen Iverson's, how do I make my teammates better by practicing? This defensive play by HoSang is his idea of, why should I practice? Why should I play? I don't need to play back there. I got 4 assists in 6 games. I don't need to do that. And then when they scratched him, I guess he wasn't doing the right things in practice for them to say, you know what, he's going back in the lineup. So he goes down to the minors, so he keeps playing, he keeps learning. And this doesn't mean the Islanders have given up on them, and it doesn't mean the Islanders are making a mistake. I'm always proud of a team for stepping in and saying to a star player or a budding star player like Josh HoSang, that's not our style of game. We're glad you get points and all that, but that's the style you're playing where you're abandoning your check. That's not our game. We can't accept that. And here's how it's going to be. So this is the Islanders showing they have a higher standard now, which is good because there have been plenty of players who have been rushed to the NHL by the New York Islanders over the last 10 to 15 years. And now they're finally stepping in. The weird part is I don't agree with how slowly they've brought along Pulock. I think Ryan Pulock is at this point capable of playing a regular shift and probably even top 4 in the NHL. And yet I still hear about healthy scratch with him, which to me just doesn't make any sense. But HoSang does. Absolutely does. And I trust Doug Waite's opinion. He's a good coach. He got the Islanders to a very good record down the stretch last year after he was brought in. And now here we are. Josh HoSang sent down. And it's his call. So you guys can let me know what you think in the comment section below. But I think it's the right call. I really do. I think if he's going to be that player that Islanders fans see on the ice, if he's going to become that complete player, he'll be back. It's not like it's a death sentence or anything. And I understand the frustration. You know, you got a team that's coming out of a rebuild and looks like they could contend, and here's a guy who could be a big part of that, a big top 6 skilled forward. He's just not there yet. So again, let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe if you're browsing your way through, and thank you so much for watching. I'll talk to you again soon.